Why do so many people over 60 lose their ability to climb stairs, stand tall, or walk without pain? What if the real enemy isn't simply aging, but hidden muscle starvation? Picture this: a man in his 60s who once carried groceries up 2 flights of stairs now struggles just to rise from his chair. A woman who once danced freely now hesitates, gripping the rail, afraid her legs won't hold her. These moments are not just about old age, they're signals, warnings of muscles silently wasting away. And here's the truth few will tell you: the battle for strong legs isn't won in the gym or in the clinic, but on your plate. The first thing you choose to eat each morning could be the single factor that decides whether your legs will carry you with power or surrender to weakness. The question is, what will you put on your plate? Most people think muscle strength is built only in the gym, but what if I told you it starts in your gut? Picture your muscles as a construction site. The bricks are proteins, the cement is minerals, but the construction workers are your gut microbes. And without them, nothing gets built. Greek yogurt and kefir are not just foods, they are living armies of probiotics that transform your digestion and supercharge your muscle repair. Here's the science. As you age, your body naturally loses muscle at a rate of about 1% per year after 60. This process, called sarcopenia, is often dismissed as normal aging. But the hidden truth is that much of this decline is linked to poor nutrient absorption. Your gut becomes less efficient, inflammation increases, and suddenly the steak or eggs you eat are not fully translated into muscle strength. That's where fermented dairy like Greek yogurt and kefir come in. Each spoonful of Greek yogurt delivers high quality protein rich in leucine, an amino acid that directly triggers muscle synthesis. It's like flipping a biological switch that tells your body, build, don't waste. Meanwhile, kefir adds diversity to your gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria that regulate everything from immune function to how effectively you pull nutrients from food. When your gut flora is balanced, protein is absorbed more efficiently, vitamins like B12 are utilized more fully, and your muscles get the raw material they need to stay firm and responsive. But it doesn't stop there. Probiotics also reduce systemic inflammation. Why does this matter? Because chronic low-grade inflammation, often called inflammaging, accelerates muscle breakdown. Think of it like rust eating away at steel beams. Even if you're eating protein, inflammation can prevent muscles from repairing properly. By calming inflammation, yogurt and kefir create a biochemical environment where your muscles can thrive. The benefits are not just microscopic, they are visible in everyday life. Seniors who regularly consume probiotic-rich dairy demonstrate better balance, fewer falls, and greater mobility. Imagine standing up from a chair without wobbling, walking across the room with steady confidence, or even carrying your grandchild without fear your knees will buckle. These are not fantasies, they're outcomes supported by research on diet and muscle health. Now, let's address the skepticism. Some say dairy is harmful or unnecessary. The truth is, not all dairy is created equal. Sugary yogurts loaded with artificial flavors and additives offer little benefit. But authentic, unsweetened Greek yogurt and traditionally fermented kefir are nutritional powerhouses. For those who are lactose intolerant, kefir often works better because the fermentation process breaks down much of the lactose. In fact, kefir has been used for centuries in Eastern Europe and Central Asia as a longevity drink. Here's a practical way to integrate it. Make Greek yogurt your first bite of the day. Add a handful of berries for antioxidants and a drizzle of honey for natural sweetness. Or pour a glass of kefir alongside your morning meal. This first step ensures your muscles receive amino acids immediately after fasting, overnight. Think of it as giving your muscles their morning fuel injection. Science tells us that seniors who consume protein evenly throughout the day, starting with breakfast, preserve nearly twice as much muscle mass as those who skip it and pile on protein at dinner. That means what you eat first matters far more than what you eat last. And Greek yogurt or kefir is one of the simplest, most effective ways to start strong. So tomorrow morning, ask yourself, will I begin my day with empty carbs that drain me, Or will I begin with probiotics and protein that stitch my muscle fibers back together? The choice is yours, but remember, every bite you take is either building or breaking your strength. And after 60, there's no time to waste. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine climbing a flight of stairs. By the second step, your legs feel heavy. By the third, your breathing quickens. And by the fourth, you're forced to pause, gripping the railing for support. Now, picture the same scenario, but this time you move easily, your legs strong, your breath steady, your body filled with energy. What made the difference? Oxygen. And one of the most powerful foods to supercharge oxygen delivery to your muscles is, hiding in plain sight, beetroot juice. As we age, one of the biggest silent enemies of muscle health is reduced blood flow. Our arteries stiffen, our vessels narrow, and the oxygen that once flowed like a roaring river slows to a weak trickle. Without enough oxygen, our muscles fatigue quickly, recover slowly, and become vulnerable to wasting away. This is why many seniors feel their legs give out sooner, even when they haven't lost much visible muscle. The problem isn't always the size of the muscle, it's the oxygen supply feeding it. Here's where beetroot juice steps in like a secret weapon. Beets are naturally rich in dietary nitrates. When you drink beet juice, these nitrates are converted into nitric oxide, a molecule that relaxes blood vessels and expands circulation. Think of it as widening the highways of your body. More lanes open up, traffic flows freely, and suddenly your muscles receive the oxygen they've been starved of. Scientific studies show that seniors who consume beetroot juice experience improved walking endurance, reduced muscle fatigue, and even enhanced brain blood flow. It doesn't just help with everyday activities, it transforms how you feel in motion. Oxygen-rich muscles are not only stronger, but also more resilient. That means after a walk, you recover faster. After lifting groceries, the soreness fades sooner. Even climbing hills or taking long strolls becomes possible again because your muscles are no longer suffocating in silence. The color of beetroot juice itself tells the story. Deep crimson, like liquid life rushing through your veins. That's not just imagery, it's biology. The betalains that give beets their intense color are powerful antioxidants, protecting your blood vessels from damage and keeping your circulation youthful. This dual effect, nitrates for oxygen, antioxidants for vessel protection, makes beetroot juice one of the most unique and underestimated allies for muscle health after 60. Here's another insight. Many people think supplements or medications are the only way to improve circulation. Yet a simple glass of beet juice can achieve measurable changes within hours. In fact, research shows that blood pressure can drop and exercise endurance can rise within just a single serving. Imagine what consistent use over weeks and months can do. Of course, the skeptics ask, isn't beetroot juice too earthy, too strong? The truth is, it can be blended with apple or carrot for sweetness, or diluted with water for a milder taste. And for those concerned about sugar, remember that the benefits far outweigh the modest natural sugar content, especially compared to processed drinks that provide empty calories and zero muscle support. One practical way to use beet juice is as a pre-activity drink. Take a glass in the morning before your walk, before gardening, or even before household chores. Within about 90 minutes, your nitric oxide levels peak and you'll feel the difference in stamina and strength. It's like turning on a hidden power switch in your body. Think of beetroot juice as your personal oxygen booster. When you drink it, you're telling your body, I will not accept weakness as my fate. I will fuel my muscles with the oxygen they deserve. For those over 60, this small daily ritual can spell the difference between decline and vitality. So tomorrow morning, look at your plate. Ask yourself, will I sip something that drains me, or will I pour a glass of crimson fuel that keeps my muscles alive? Every choice matters. Your legs are not giving up. They're asking for oxygen, and beetroot juice is the breath they've been waiting for. Most people think of strength as something measured by how much weight you can lift or how many steps you can climb. But hidden beneath that strength are microscopic elements, minerals, that make the difference between a muscle that fires with energy and one that collapses in pain. And two of the most overlooked guardians of muscle health are magnesium and zinc. Where can you find them together? In a natural and powerful form. In one of the simplest, cheapest, and most underestimated foods, pumpkin seeds. Now let's talk about the real problem. After 60, muscles don't just shrink, they misfire. You wake in the middle of the night with your calf locked in a painful cramp. You try to walk across the room and your thigh tightens like a twisted rope. Or maybe you've noticed your grip weakening, your energy fading, your legs trembling after short exertion. These are not just signs of aging, they are mineral deficiencies, quietly eroding your foundation. Magnesium is often called the relaxation mineral. It helps your muscles release after contraction, preventing stiffness and spasms. Without enough magnesium, muscles remain tense, like an engine that won't turn off. Over time, this tension leads to cramps, soreness, and exhaustion. Zinc, on the other hand, is the repairman. Every time you walk, stretch, or lift something, your muscle fibers develop tiny tears. Zinc directs your body to patch those tears with new protein, making the muscle stronger than before. Without zinc, the repair stalls and the tears accumulate, leaving your muscles weaker with each passing week. Here's the shocking truth. Most seniors are deficient in both magnesium and zinc. Why? Because our soils have become depleted, our diets are dominated by processed foods, and many medications strip the body of minerals. This means even people who eat well can still suffer from hidden deficiencies that accelerate muscle loss. This is where pumpkin seeds become more than a snack. Just one handful delivers nearly 40% of your daily magnesium needs and a rich supply of zinc. Think about that. A food so small it fits in your palm carries the power to calm your muscles, prevent painful cramps, and accelerate healing. And because pumpkin seeds are also high in protein and healthy fats, they give your body long lasting energy, the kind of fuel that makes walking, bending, and lifting feel natural again. Science backs this up. Studies show that magnesium supplementation improves muscle function, reduces cramping, and even enhances sleep quality, which is critical because deep sleep is when your muscles repair themselves most effectively. Zinc, meanwhile, has been linked to better testosterone and growth hormone levels, both of which are crucial for maintaining muscle mass after 60. That means pumpkin seeds don't just protect your muscles today, they support the hormones that preserve them for the future. Picture this. You're sitting at your table in the evening. Instead of reaching for chips or cookies, you take a small bowl of roasted pumpkin seeds. Crunchy, nutty, satisfying, but also silently delivering the minerals your muscles are desperate for. Each bite is like laying down another brick in the foundation of your strength. Over weeks and months, you notice fewer cramps, more stamina, and a sense of steadiness in your legs. And don't forget, pumpkin seeds also carry antioxidants like vitamin E, which shield your muscle cells from oxidative stress, the silent rusting process that makes tissues age faster. They also provide tryptophan, which promotes better sleep, closing the cycle. You fuel your muscles, you sleep deeper, and you wake stronger. The beauty of pumpkin seeds is their simplicity. No prescription, no fancy preparation, no expensive supplement, just a natural, whole food that has been used for centuries in traditional diets, whether sprinkled on yogurt, blended into smoothies, tossed over salads, or eaten by the handful. They are one of the easiest tools to keep your muscles alive and active. So here's the truth. After 60, every cramp is a warning, every spasm a message. Your body is not betraying you, it is begging for minerals. The choice is whether you'll ignore the call or answer it with something as simple as a handful of pumpkin seeds, because in the end, strength isn't built only by what you do with your body, it's sustained by what you feed it. And sometimes the most powerful foods are the ones hiding in plain sight. When most people think of protein, they imagine steaks, chicken breasts, or fish fillets. For decades, animal protein has been treated as the king of muscle strength. But here's a truth that many overlook. The key to preserving muscle after 60 is not just how much protein you eat, but what kind and how long it lasts. And this is where humble foods like chickpeas and beans become silent heroes. Plant based proteins that don't just build muscle in the moment, but sustain it hour after hour. Let's talk about the challenge first. After 60, the body's ability to process protein declines. This means you need more protein to trigger the same amount of muscle synthesis you would have achieved easily at 30. At the same time, digestion slows and blood sugar becomes harder to manage. A steak may give you a quick blast of protein, but it's often followed by heaviness, sluggish digestion, or even blood sugar spikes if paired with the wrong foods. What your muscles truly need is steady, consistent nourishment, a fuel that doesn't run out halfway through the day. Winter chickpeas, lentils, black beans, kidney beans, and their plant based cousins. These foods deliver protein, but in a very different way than animal sources. They are slow digesting, releasing amino acids into your bloodstream over a longer period. Instead of a spike and crash pattern, your muscles receive a steady drip of building blocks for repair and growth. It's like having a savings account that pays out consistently rather than a paycheck you spend in one day. But the benefits don't end with protein. Chickpeas and beans are also packed with fiber. Why does that matter for muscles? Because fiber stabilizes blood sugar, and stable blood sugar means stable energy. Muscles thrive on glucose. But when blood sugar swings wildly, energy collapses and fatigue sets in. Seniors who rely on fiber rich proteins not only preserve their muscle mass, but also enjoy greater endurance in daily life. Imagine walking through the park, cleaning your home, or shopping for groceries without that midday crash that forces so many to sit down in exhaustion. And let's not forget the micronutrients. Beans and chickpeas are rich in iron, which helps oxygen bind to your red blood cells, ensuring your muscles get the air they need to function. They also contain folate and B vitamins, crucial for energy metabolism, and potassium, which balances sodium levels and prevents the fluid retention that often makes legs feel heavy. Each serving of beans or chickpeas is like a multi tool: protein, minerals, and steady energy wrapped into one natural package. The science is clear. Diets high in legumes are strongly linked with better preservation of lean body mass in aging populations. In fact, some of the longest living people in the world, from the Mediterranean to Okinawa, rely heavily on beans and legumes as a staple protein source. Their muscles don't just survive into old age, they remain functional, resilient, and capable of carrying them through long, active lives. There's also something profoundly liberating about the simplicity of beans and chickpeas. They are inexpensive, widely available, and endlessly versatile. You can mash chickpeas into hummus, toss black beans into salads, simmer lentils into soups, or stir kidney beans into stews. Every culture in the world has discovered a way to enjoy legumes, and for good reason. They are survival foods that also happen to be muscle preserving superfoods. Now imagine this: instead of relying solely on heavy cuts of meat, which your body may struggle to digest, you balance your plate with plant based proteins that deliver strength throughout the day. You wake with energy, move with ease, and recover faster from every step. That's not theory, it's the lived reality of seniors who embrace legumes as a cornerstone of their diet. Skeptics may ask, can plant proteins really compare to animal proteins? The answer lies in balance. While legumes may have slightly less of the amino acid leucine compared to meat, their fiber, minerals, and steady release energy more than make up for it, especially when combined with other protein sources like yogurt, kefir, or seeds. In fact, pairing legumes with whole grains like rice or quinoa creates a complete protein profile that rivals any steak or egg. So here's the truth: muscle loss after 60 is not inevitable. It is fueled by poor choices, by diets that give quick bursts but leave you empty later. Chickpeas and beans are nature's slow burning fire, a steady flame that keeps your strength alive long after other fuels have burned out. Every bowl of lentil soup, every spoonful of hummus, every serving of beans is not just food, it is a vote for endurance, for stability, for a body that carries you forward instead of weighing you down. So the next time you plan a meal, ask yourself, Will I choose something that burns out quickly and leaves me weak? Or will I choose the foods that sustain me hour after hour, step after step? Your muscles are listening, and they will answer in the way you walk, climb, and stand tall. The humble chickpea, the ordinary bean, these are the foods that whisper strength back into your legs, one bite at a time. Most people think of chocolate as a guilty pleasure, a treat reserved for moments of indulgence. But what if I told you that the right kind of chocolate could be one of the most powerful allies for your muscles after 60? Not candy bars loaded with sugar and milk, but real dark chocolate, 70% or higher, rich in flavonoids that act like medicine for your circulation, your recovery, and ultimately your strength. Let's begin with the problem. As we age, blood flow to our muscles slows, arteries stiffen, small capillaries weaken, and the delivery of oxygen and nutrients becomes less efficient. It's like trying to water a garden through a clogged hose. The flowers wither, not because they lack sunlight, but because they aren't getting the water they need. Your muscles are those flowers, and when circulation declines, recovery stalls, strength fades, and fatigue takes over. Here's where dark chocolate becomes something extraordinary. Cocoa beans, the source of true dark chocolate, are packed with flavonoids, plant compounds that do for your blood vessels what sunshine and rain do for a garden. They increase nitric oxide production, relax the inner lining of blood vessels, and widen the pathways that carry oxygen rich blood to your muscles. The result? Stronger circulation, faster recovery, and muscles that feel alive instead of starved. But it doesn't stop there. Flavonoids also fight oxidative stress, the cellular rust that eats away at muscle fibers and accelerates aging. Every time you walk, lift, or even stand, your muscles generate tiny sparks called free radicals. In youth, your body neutralizes them easily. After 60, the defenses weaken, and those sparks become fires that damage muscle tissue. Dark chocolate's antioxidants act like fire extinguishers, protecting your muscles from this invisible wear and tear. Science supports this revelation. Studies show that seniors who consume flavonoid-rich dark chocolate experience improved blood flow to both muscles and the brain. That means not only stronger legs, but sharper thinking and better coordination, critical for preventing falls and maintaining independence. In one clinical trial, older adults who ate dark chocolate before exercise reported less fatigue and faster recovery compared to those who did not. But that's not just a treat, that's functional medicine wrapped in a square of chocolate. Now, skeptics might say, isn't chocolate high in fat? Isn't it unhealthy? The truth is, the fats in quality dark chocolate are primarily stearic acid and oleic acid. One is neutral for cholesterol, the other is the same heart-healthy fat found in olive oil. The real danger lies not in dark chocolate, but in processed candy filled with sugar, milk solids, and hydrogenated oils. The key is purity. The higher the cocoa percentage, the greater the benefit. Aim for 70% or above. Picture this. Instead of reaching for cookies after dinner, you savor 1 or 2 squares of dark chocolate. The bitterness melts on your tongue, signaling depth and strength, while inside your body, flavonoids are opening your blood vessels, antioxidants are protecting your cells, and magnesium from the cocoa is calming your muscles. That simple act is not indulgence, it is restoration. It is medicine disguised as pleasure. And think of what it means for your daily life. Improved circulation means the blood rushing to your leg muscles carries oxygen and nutrients more effectively. After a walk, your recovery is quicker. After a climb, your soreness is less. Even your nighttime rest improves because relaxed blood vessels help regulate blood pressure and promote deeper sleep. Every square of dark chocolate is, quite literally, a step towards stronger legs and a clearer mind. The message is clear. Don't dismiss dark chocolate as candy. See it for what it truly is, a powerful, science-backed ally for aging muscles. But like all powerful tools, it must be used wisely. Just 1 or 2 small squares a day are enough to trigger the benefits. More is not better. The secret is in consistency, not excess. So, tomorrow, when you look at your plate or open your pantry, ask yourself, will I choose foods that narrow my vessels and starve my muscles? Or will I choose foods that open the pathways and give my body new life? The decision may be as small as a square of chocolate, but the impact is profound because after 60, every bite counts. Every choice is a vote for strength or for decline. And dark chocolate, far from being a guilty pleasure, can be the sweet secret that keeps your legs carrying you with power, recovery, and resilience long after others have surrendered to weakness. Here's the truth. After 60, muscle loss is not fate. It is a choice written with every bite you take. Your legs do not grow weaker because you are simply getting older. They grow weaker because they are starved of the fuel they desperately need. Think of what we've uncovered together: Greek yogurt and kefir, probiotics and protein stitching torn fibers back into strength, beetroot juice, liquid oxygen, widening your vessels, giving your muscles the breath of life, pumpkin seeds, magnesium and zinc, silent guardians that stop cramps, restore, repair, and lay bricks in your foundation. Chickpeas and beans, slow burning plant proteins, steady energy that sustains your strength hour by hour, and even dark chocolate, flavonoids that open your circulation, extinguish oxidative fire, and deliver recovery wrapped in pleasure. This is not theory. This is not wishful thinking. This is science, proven and tested, waiting for you at your very table. The secret to keeping your legs strong after 60 is not hidden in some distant laboratory or locked inside an expensive pill. It is in your kitchen, in your choices, in what you put on your plate first each morning. Every forkful you lift is a decision. Will I feed decline or will I feed strength? Will my legs carry me up the stairs with confidence or will they give out too soon? Will I move through life with independence or surrender to weakness before my time? Your future does not depend on age alone. It depends on the food you choose today. Because food is not just fuel, it is information. It tells your body whether to waste or to rebuild, to wither or to thrive. So tomorrow morning, when you sit before your plate, remember this. You are not eating just for hunger. You are eating for the power in your legs, for the freedom in your steps, for the dignity of moving through life on your own terms. After 60, every bite is either draining your strength or fueling it. The choice is yours. And the question you must ask yourself is this: what will I eat first?